And now, something to think about.
All governments legalize aggression and extortion, but only when they do it. It's still illegal if you do it. Every law is a politician's command backed by a threat of violence. Get caught disobeying and you will be robbed or caged by their enforcers. And most people assume that that is how things must be. It's not.
From Larken Rose, author of The Most Dangerous Superstition. And now, something to think about.
It's wrong to start a fight. You have the right to defend against aggressors, but you never have the right to be the aggressor. We all know that. Unfortunately, what we don't all know is that having a badge and a uniform and calling the aggression law does not make it right.
From Larken Rose, author of The Most Dangerous Superstition. And now, something to think about.
A lot of Americans wear it as a badge of honor to be law-abiding taxpayers, and yet when watching movies, those same Americans cheer for the anti-establishment rebels who fight against political power. Why do you suppose that is? And where would you draw the line? When do you think that people should stop obeying the dictates of so-called authorities? Or would you comply with absolutely anything that the politicians decided to call law? If this discussion makes you uncomfortable, you're not alone. It's certainly not a topic you'll hear discussed by politicians or media pundits. They're okay with you bickering over which politician should rule you, but the last thing they want is for you to decide that you don't owe any of them your loyalty, allegiance, or obedience.
From Larken Rose, author of The Most Dangerous Superstition. And now, something to think about.
The American culture is somewhat schizophrenic. On the one hand, we're taught that being a good person means that you obey the law and play by the rules. And yet America also has a strong tradition of believing that when so-called lawmakers and rulemakers are corrupt and power-happy and overstep their bounds, then the good people disobey and resist. We even have a national holiday celebrating that, Independence Day. So, is obedience to authority a virtue? Do good people just do as they are told? Or do good people decide for themselves when it is time to disobey and resist? If you've never thought about this before, now might be the time to start.
From Larken Rose, author of The Most Dangerous Superstition. And now, something to think about.
Most of the theft, assault, and murder in the world is committed not by individuals acting on their own malice, but by individuals obeying the orders of governments. The worst atrocities in history were legal and were the result of a very small number of truly nasty people acquiring positions of power, combined with a very large number of average people who viewed those few people as authority and felt obligated to obey their commands. It has been the law-abiding taxpayers who have funded and empowered every oppressive regime in history. No, the belief in authority does not make people good. Instead, it tricks otherwise good people into tolerating or even proudly condoning legalized injustice.
From Larken Rose, author of The Most Dangerous Superstition.